11111. Wow, wow. Okay. Look who's watching too. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to bring to you a very special interview. On the phone right now on the Loki and Jabroni Show, I bring to you Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator Sanders, I have a question for you. Senator Warren claims that you told her a woman can't be president. Is this true, or is this simply just some election year posturing?
Oh, well, Chris, let me tell you. When you've been in the Senate as long as that, you get lots of people around you. Some women, you're as popular as me. I'm senator. Just throwing it out there. They let you do whatever you want. You just grab them.
Senator, I'm losing you. I'm not hearing you in my earphones. It sounds like you said you just reach out and grab them and treat them like a bitch. Did I hear that correctly?
No, don't be silly. I go after them like a bitch. I grab them on the pussy.
Isn't that just a little bit misogynistic? I mean, aren't you the one and the rest of your Democratic Party out there trying to make things equal and trying to make things, I don't know, a little more soft for the world?
Chris, there is a serious grabbing them by the pussy inequality in this country. I mean, why should all millionaires like Donald Trump get to grab all of the pussy?
Senator, if you're true and you're serious about being the president of the United States, you do realize you cannot speak this way.
Chris, I've been doing this a long time, and I understand the political process. But I'm telling you, when you have 3.5 million people without pussy to grab, you need to start at the top.
So what are you saying? You're going to grab Senator Warren by her mysterious lady parts?
Let me tell you, Elizabeth Warren is hot. She's like the best. And that pussy is waiting to be grabbed.
Okay, I can't listen to this anymore. Senator, good luck in your pursuit of the presidency, but I really do feel that with all this chauvinistic talk, you are not going to go very far, sir. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. And now, guys, it's the Loki and Jabroni Show. Welcome back to the Loki and Jabroni Show. As always, I am Jabroni, but conspicuous by his absence because work for him sucked today. Loki is not with us, so sitting in the big chair, up from the little kid's table, he's allowed to eat with the adults. His name?
Eddie Focus.
How you doing, Ed?
I'm doing good.
A little interesting. Usually we don't have a Do You Know It's Fucked Up without the entire crew here. So we made an executive decision that we would do this one tonight, and next week we will bring you part 2 of Do You Know It's Fucked Up. News stories that are so surreal and so stupid that they are A, number one, true, and B, they're going to have you scratching your heads. But as we usually do, is there anything on your mind this week?
Yes, I'm happy to announce that
I thought you were pregnant.
No.
Oh, sorry.
But
it's just the way that sweater fits.
Other show me and Loki have been diligently working on. Basement Quest got its first Apple Podcast review.
Very nice.
A 5-banger.
How cool is that? So you're now on Apple Podcasts. I can download and listen, even though I won't know shit from shit about what you're talking about.
Apple, Spotify, Breaker, Google.
Nice.
We're there.
And you know that I'm going to listen. I'm going to have questions. I'm not going to, I'll ask you privately. I won't go, hey, that thing you said about the charmed Longstaff and rolling a 22 with your 80 fucking die and all that bullshit. It's just, we all support each other. Even, Mike listens to the Speedway reviews, so you all got to help each other.
Yes. Yeah,
Very
all our
cool.
shows are available on all the platforms. You can take your pick. It's all under the Focus Digital Network. You just click that, and all the shows will pop up. So if you like your racing, we got your racing.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got your gaming covered. And obviously, we got society, culture, and sports talk here.
Amen.
And we're probably going to do a lot of society and culture today because there's
my
so much.
Lord. And usually Loki leads us in when we do this. I'll tell you what's on my mind in a minute. This was actually Eddie's idea. Way back in the infancy of this podcast in 1862, Eddie had an idea. He says, you know what we should do? We should get together once a month, once every 2 months, and do something called Do You Know What's Fucked Up? And just bring these stupid news stories to the table and just get each other's reactions. It's not only the most popular of our shows. Yes, we do the NFL preview and the MLB and the WrestleMania and all that. Joey Casada last week. We had some fun with him. But this is the one people look forward to. And guys, 2020, I promised you big things. You're getting 2 versions of Do You Know What's Fucked Up this year in the first month. How fucking cool is that?
First of all, as we know, it's election season, and that's when the fucking freaks come out, people. Mm-hmm. And I did my fair share. Happy that we had Senator Sanders to come in and
I was going to say
give
thank
his 2
you
cents
to him, but he seemed
my
like kind
God.
of a prick. Speaking of pricks, I want
God,
to.
why would anyone elect anyone like that for president?
I don't know if you openly talk about grabbing the pussy, you shouldn't elect the man.
My God.
Okay, snowflakery aside,
We should just roll into that.
we should, but I want to give a shout out first to our sponsor, Throwback Prices, and our man, Harry the Hammer. Guys, if you are a football, baseball, hockey, college basketball, NBA, whatever, you can get a beautiful, stitched, authentic jersey like this one. And why is this one important? Because we just had Senator Sanders, and I got Clinton Dix. I feel like Monica right now.
I know.
I just feel so bad.
You,
That's-
Monica, Paula.
No, but it's got the 100-year patch on it. This is this year's variety. Go ahead, tell them about it.
Let me tell you, first of all, folks, like, this is no joke. Look at this. This is quality stuff. This is the real deal. Holyfield. Mm-hmm. If you want that one, too.
Well,
But no, this is
stealing
the real
all my
deal.
gimmicks now.
Exactly. This is like, seriously, you cannot beat this value for the money you're going to spend on this jersey.
And how much would you spend on a jersey like that if you went to one of your local sporting good outlets?
This one is easily going to be $90 to $120.
I was gonna say $150. I've
Yeah.
seen higher, I've seen lower, but it's generally in the 90, like you said, 90 to 150 range.
At minimum, depending on who the player is.
How much will Harry the Hammer give you these stitched authentic jerseys for?
You're talking $50 to $60, depending on customization.
$40 for any player, anywhere, anytime. And if it's custom, it's going to be a little bit more. If you live outside of Southeastern Connecticut, I'll deliver. However, if you live outside Southeastern Connecticut, I, myself, Mike, or Eddie will put you in touch with Harry the Hammer, Throwback Prices. He will give you a shipping total. You'll still get the $40 jersey. You might pay $8-9 for shipping. Still, $49 for your favorite player. Are you a Dan Marino fan? Get yourself a Dan Marino jersey. Larry Bird, he's got it. Mark Bavaro from the old Giants, he's got it.
And folks, if you want to spend those long nights clutching a Brady jersey and crying and sobbing,
Why? He
We
just
got that
signed
too.
for 2 more years. Are you
I,
gonna be?
I heard that was a rumor, though. It wasn't confirmed yet.
All I heard was a 2-year extension. So it could be true, it could not be true. We're not reporting it. But I want to
see.
ask you before we go ahead, make your statement.
No, I'm just saying, like, I if he does, I hope, it'd be cool, even if the dynasty's not there, if he grabbed one more ring. I'm all for
Wouldn't
it.
be too bad. Wouldn't be
Patriot Nation. I am Patriot Nation.
There you go. And Patriot fan, chime in. And all of you tonight, if you're watching on the live feed, please feel free to chime in. We will find your comments. And if you have good ones, we will use them throughout all these stories. But before we go on, I want to ask you, I brought you this beer tonight. Well, I brought it for me, and I said, try this.
I didn't grab the can.
That's okay. I can read it from here. This is from 6 Point Brewing Company in Brooklyn, New York. It's the Hazy IPA. Its official title is Party Hat, but it's a hazy IPA, lots of citrus. It's thin for my taste for an IPA, and considering it's a 7% alcohol, you kind of scoffed at that at first. I said, just try it. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of thin. But it was, you said, it was tasty.
It's not terrible. No, and I just like to point out these wonderful glasses that I got. Life is too short for bad beer.
Right.
That is not just a slogan. That is a rule for life. And it's not bad. It's got a nice fruit taste if you don't like IPAs. Like I said, most IPAs, I'm not going to go out and buy them every day.
Right.
But if this is it gets the Eddie Focus. If this is put in front of me, I'll drink it.
Okay. Well, I brought 3.
That's if that's going to be an award.
The Eddie Focus, I'll drink it if it's put in front of me award.
Exactly.
All right, we should do that and send the different beer companies. So if we try, say, Elysian, whatever the fuck, or Two Roads, or what have you, you as the producer, send that out. My name is Eddie Focus. I am the producer of the Logan Jabroni Show. I tried your beer. I'm not a fan of IPAs, but this is on the list of the Eddie Focus. I will drink it if it's put in front of me award.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
That's a high honor to be a part of.
Yeah,
as these guys know.
Considering we've
I'm, like,
thrown
picky
a
about
lot
beer.
of
Let me do
stuff in
this.
front of you, you can do whatever you want with that.
No, I guess we can't.
Nope.
No, too zoomed in.
All right, so all of you out there in YouTube land, welcome. If you are on audio only, welcome. Please leave a review every single chance you get. If you haven't done so already, we'd appreciate 5 stars, but if you give us 4, we will not come to your house and kick your ass. We do have a 1-star review, and I can't find it. I can't see what they wrote, but I
That's
have
fine.
a feeling
We don't need to find it.
We need haters, man. Every
don't need to find it.
podcast needs haters. But this year,
You should throw out if we're also on Periscope, and YouTube. We're Periscope and YouTube. So we do the two platforms.
Well, hello, Periscope.
A lot of people like chiming in on Periscope.
Nice.
You can obviously get there through the Loki and Jabroni Twitter, which is at Loki and Jabroni. I think,
Correct.
right? Yep. Loki and Jabroni Twitter, at Loki and Jabroni, and you can check out Periscope and chime in.
And unfortunately, the website, lokiandjabroni.com, is down temporarily.
Oh, no, it's up.
Is it back up?
No, it's
it
back
was
up.
down, 2 days ago when I checked it. I was going to go Amazoning, and I stopped because I do not want to Amazon without my friends at the Loki and Jabroni show. They're good guys. I really do dig them.
Well, there are a couple other websites you can go to.
No, absolutely fucking not.
Whatever.
Okay, it is back up.
Yeah, it's
nice. We gotta fix that. I may have to do some blogging because, cripes. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. The event tickets don't work anymore. So,
Well, lucky I got my event tickets when I did through
Yeah.
LokiandJabroni.com when I took my daughter to WWE Raw. And we already talked about that. So why don't we move on? Once again, the brainchild of Producer Eddie Focus. This is our monthly foray into dumb news stories. Do you know what's fucked up? And you, sir, I think should lead, and I will come in next. I had to find that news story that we just heard about breaking in the last hour. So I'm going to look that sumbitch up.
I don't know what you talk about. Since he was nice enough to call and chime in on his side of the story there, which I don't know which side that is. But so allegedly, Bernie Sanders told Elizabeth Warren that a woman couldn't be elected president, and I'm gonna fully disclose right up front, I don't believe that.
Neither do I.
And if he did say it, there had to have been some context with it. So I don't buy it in that sense. Mm-hmm. But what I have noticed and is running rampant is there's this blatant and total hypocrisy coming from the left wing.
I am so glad you're pointing this out.
And I just found it funny, and I spent most of last night just giggling and trolling on Twitter when everyone was sharing the story and everyone was jumping down like, oh, how dare Elizabeth Warren, the horror, the terror. And I'm just like, what happened to believe all women?
You know, that's a great question.
What happened to I'm with her? I mean,
Me too.
yeah, what happened to all of that? And, I got roasted naturally from the left wing, like, oh, there's different things. I'm like, yeah, one's a Republican, one's a Democrat. But I digress. But but seriously, we went through a whole debacle with that Kavanaugh thing, whether you like the man, dislike the man. I'm not a fan of the man at all. But whether you like or dislike him, there was this big push to just burn him at the stake without any reasonable evidence.
Without a trial, without a shred of evidence. Right. It was basically, whereas this country was founded on innocent until proven guilty, it became guilty until proven innocent. And you could say the same thing about people. I have a friend who just recently had to resign from his job because of some allegations and accusations which have not been proven true. And I will not mention their name, and I will not mention what happened. But what I will say is he was asked to resign from his job based on accusation and allegation. Guilty until proven innocent. It's unfortunately, this is what the world has come to. You shoot first, you ask questions later. We're not going to take this down the Baltimore route. I can see that rabbit hole already opening up. But you got to give people a fair shot, because I always tell people, imagine if it were you. Imagine if it were your son, your father, your daughter, your wife that had these allegations against them. Yes, the allegations, and if it were you that had the allegations against you, or you were the victim, it has to be a fair playing field. It really does.
There has to be a standard.
Correct.
That's the thing. And it sucks. And a lot of these creeps do get away with stuff, and we know it happens. Brock Turner can go fuck himself.
With a cactus sideways.
Exactly. That affluent guy who killed a bunch of people.
What they call it? Affluenza.
Affluenza. Fuck that
Fuck
guy.
him.
We need a standard for evidence. We need a standard for punishment. We need a standard for the process in general. We can't deviate that for different things, because then you don't actually have, equal protection under the law. Mm-hmm. What you have is that horrible thing that they used to say back in the day, separate but equal. Mm-hmm. And the separate but equal is morally and fundamentally evil.
Correct. Now, I don't want to say I was a victim. I was a party to shoot first and ask questions later. We live in a woman-happy state. I don't want to go into the particulars, but this battle lasted a year and change. when everything finally came to pass, one judge says A. A year later, the second judge says, I don't see the problem here. I really don't. This is what it is. You're good, and thank you, fuck you, bye. It's that simple. But so many people, if the news came out tomorrow and it's the first name that pops into my head right now is Senator Sanders. If Senator Sanders tomorrow was accused of sexual misconduct against anybody, whether it's an intern, a newswoman, a girl that brings cookies to his house, immediately the media is going to skewer him.
Well, they are skewering him.
The people are going to want his head on a stake, and the general public are going to be like, he's guilty. He's got to leave the race. Innocent until proven guilty.
I don't necessarily agree. I don't think they would be in a rush to burn him at the stake as they would if he was a Republican candidate.
I don't know. I see
people are making excuses for him. Like I said,
Sure.
first of all, I'm saying I don't think he really did it. I don't think he's that stupid because even if you're friends with a politician, they're still a fucking politician.
Correct.
And there's going to come a time where you're going to be running against them if you're definitely going for higher office. They are opponents right now. So Elizabeth Warren's not stupid. She's a liar, but she's not stupid.
right.
So she slips this little thing in, she's hoping for the woke scolds to go after Sanders.
Of course she is.
And the media is like skewering him. If you go on there, CNN is attacking him and all these news networks are attacking him. And strangely enough, one people that are fucking defending the guy?
Who?
The conservatives.
Of course
Some of the
they
conservatives are fucking defending the guy because obviously you can say whatever you want about Bernie Sanders. I think he's a fucking communist. But I don't think he's like an
That's
evil
called
guy.
socialism. It's not called communism.
Democratic socialism.
Of course.
That means half your pudding for everybody.
Right. You can't have too much. You can only have so much. Oh, which reminds me, I hope you're out there because you've been ditching me for 6 weeks. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna say how I know him. We'll say semi-related, if you will. Is a big fan of democratic socialism.
Of course.
And I tell him
a
over
lot
and
of
over
younger
again,
people are.
do you know why people from socialist countries and communist countries flee their homelands to come here? Because we don't believe in that shit. You get what you earn. And if you earn billions, those are your billions. Nobody should have that much money. Who are you to fucking judge? So I offered him, if you're out there, G, a seat right in between, well, usually it's Loki, but a seat in between Loki and myself. We'll give you a microphone. We'll get a fourth mic for Eddie because I know Eddie's going to pick you apart and clean the bones like Thanksgiving.
We have 4 microphones.
Oh, well, we'll make this happen, won't we?
I don't have 4 microphone stands, as I found out when I had 4 people on the
That's
other
all right. He can hold
other
it.
show, so.
He can hold it like Bernie Sanders' dick that he wants to
Yeah,
swallow
you
every
don't get-
fucking chance he gets.
You don't get a whole microphone. You got to share half your microphone with everybody.
I'd be willing to share mine because you'll be able to hear me.
Because
right.
we voted.
Well, so did
we
he.
voted. That means half your microphone is ours.
Oh, that's right. Half your pudding belongs to me. Why do I sound like fucking Connery and you sound like Sanders?
Because.
All right, then. Anything else you want to add on the Sanders tip?
You are fascist, Sanders.
Possibly I am.
No, this is the long and short of it. I think it's laughable. It was only a matter of time before they went after the guy. I mean, fuck.
It happened, last election too, didn't it?
They
They didn't go after him quite as hard, though.
No, it was this actually earlier this election. They went after him for sexism against his staff or whatever, and he did nothing about it. Or maybe it was the last election, but this.
I want to say it was 2016.
This is not the first time they've gone after him for shit like this.
Because people need to find shit to be offended over. And my first 2 stories are going to put that out into the public. It sucks that at least once a year, when we do you know what's fucked up, that I have to bring up my brainchild, the wussification of America. What is wrong with our fucking country? I'll tell you what's wrong with our country. We give trophies to every kid that straps on a helmet. We pat our kids on the back for bringing home a 63 on their test. Well, you didn't fail. Good job. Let's go get ice cream. Fuck that and fuck you. But this...
Hey, that's how I got through life.
Somehow I believe that. And then look at you came all the way here.
I don't test well.
what I'm going to say to you is this story broke about an hour ago on NBC Connecticut, and when we were getting ready to go hot, I found this story and I said, Eddie, this is exactly where I want to lead off with, and I'm going to read it to you. Excuse me. I'm just making noises now.
Scared.
Students charged after shouting racial slurs sue the University of Connecticut. Okay, breathe that in. Listen to that again. Students that were charged after shouting racial slurs sue the University of Connecticut. Here comes the story. The lawsuit argues that the students' First Amendment rights were violated during UConn's disciplinary process. 2 University of Connecticut students arrested for shouting a racial slur while walking through campus are suing the university, claiming their First Amendment rights were violated. I hope you guys are ready on the comment machine because I want to hear what you got to say. In October 2019, a video posted online captured a racial slur repeated several times as 3 young men walked in a parking lot near the Charter Oak Apartments on the store's campus. Yukon police later arrested Jared Mitchell Corral of Plainville, Ryan Gilman Mukaj, if I'm saying your name wrong, fuck you, you shouted racial shit, of Granby, who are facing charges including ridicule on account of creed, religion, color, denomination, nationality, or race. The third student was not heard yelling a slur and was not charged. Corral was granted a special form of probation that could result in the dismissal of the charge. Mukaj's criminal case is still pending. In the lawsuit filed, Corral and Mukaj focused not on the criminal case, but on the university's disciplinary response, detailing how the school is seeking to remove them from university housing, claiming their actions amounted to disruptive behavior that violated the student code of conduct. The lawsuit argues that the university's actions amount to retaliation that impermissibly discriminates as to speech, content, and viewpoint. Okay, here it comes. The tagline of the show. Do you know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
That people now, we've come so far in the way of equality. The N-word basically gone, unless you listen to rap music. You know, a lot of these things, a lot of our racism has been washed away. Does racism still exist? Yes, as these 3 jackasses clearly prove. What's fucked up is that these kids can now turn around and sue the school saying, my First Amendment right was violated. Pick a fucking side and drive through. Either we're going to go back to the Archie Bunker days or we're going to keep moving forward in racial equality. Which one is it, you snowflake pieces of shit? And I'm not talking about the general public. I'm talking about these 3 cocksuckers. Fuck. No, you got nothing. Okay, here we go.
Well, I don't know, because it's a public school, like it's a government school. So I know the direction they go, but I don't think their rights are violated, because it'd be one thing if they were camped out saying end the war, legalize pot, and they were like,
sure,
charged them with something. Yeah, I could say that.
Peaceful protest.
I mean, if there's no redress of grievances by shouting the N-word.
Okay, here. So, guys, I'm going to preface this by saying the following sentence in no way reflects the opinions and beliefs of the Loki Jabroni Show, myself, or Eddie Focus. There is no human way, if I were a scumbucket racist piece of shit, that I could walk down the street yelling things like spick, chink, I can't even bring myself to say the N-word, spook, whatever. Any one of those terrible, terrible words, at no point would that be okay. I'm violating someone else's rights. I'm violating someone else's pursuit of happiness. It's hurtful. And I know, I hear people say, well, you know, Chris, you shouldn't say the F word so much. It's just a fucking word. See, I just said it. It doesn't hurt any fucking buddy. But those words that I just said hurt people.
The context is truly what matters. So, I mean, it's one thing if you're having a discussion about words. You should be allowed to have a discussion about words and their meanings and such.
Sure.
If you're shouting at somebody, you know, so we have the thing called the non-aggression principle. And basically it means you would not aggress against someone unless you were defending yourself. You know, something like that could be considered aggression because it's usually followed by something else. or it incites something else. So you, at that point, you're not expressing yourself. You're not exercising rights. You're in trying to incite violence, or you're trying to goad someone. So the criminal charge of aggravated assault typically means they usually charge 2 people because somebody encouraged someone, like if I kept doing this like pussy.
There's an aggressor.
Right. So
nobody's
I am
completely innocent.
Yeah, I'm aggressing and you react.
If I walk into your house and you're sleeping and I stab you,
It's murder.
Exactly. But if you continually poke the bear and you come at me and then I defend myself, yeah, I'll buy aggravated assault. Absolutely. Right. There's always an antagonist. It's funny how in this day and age, the antagonist is treated like the victim and the victim is treated like the antagonist. And it's driving me up a fucking wall. Stop telling your kids they can be anything they want to be simply because they think it. No, work for it. And these 3 idiots, you can't just walk around yelling whatever they yelled. Thank God they didn't mention it. I'd be hot if I knew what they were saying.
And like I said, everyone knows I'm not the biggest fan of publicly owned universities, but it is a service that you pay for, however that's paid for. And it's not a guarantee. It's not a right. It can be taken away.
No, there are privileges.
If you abuse that right, well, it's a commodity. If you think about it, college is a commodity. It's a
Sure.
service. You're paying for that extra education that K through 12 doesn't have.
Correct.
And that can be taken away from you. If you are disruptive, if you're a threat to the students, it can be taken away from you.
You get a handbook.
The gray area, and this is where I'm devil's advocating a little bit. The gray area
You better watch yourself.
Well, you'll probably agree with me. The gray area is that it's a government school. So where's the line? Mm-hmm. And like I said, it's one thing if you go there, you're advocating for pot or assisted suicide or whatever.
Does it violate the code of conduct in the handbook that they hand you in freshman orientation when you walk the campus that first time?
You agree to rules when you go in there.
Exactly.
So that's a contract. So if you're in violation of contract, what happens? You get punished.
Yep.
You either lose things that were promised to you, in this case, chance to get grades and pass. They lose that opportunity. Or if there's money involved, they forfeit tuition or whatever, So there is a number of things like you agree to when you go into even a public university, and one of the things you agree to is that, don't be a dick. Mm-hmm. So from that aspect, no, they don't have a leg to stand on. But that's the only gray area is when you start getting government schools or government funding, and then it becomes this, like, where is the line? There should be a line if it's a government school. I think there are things they should not be allowed to do, but setting up a code of conduct for something like this, because there's people paying money for this, some actually out of their own pockets.
Like Billy.
Exactly. And so they should be able to attend a college to learn and not be disrupted by jackasses like that who probably grew up in parents' basement.
Well, that, and, you mentioned Brock Turner. Brock Turner, much like Colin Kaepernick, fuck your dick, grew up in privilege. The rules don't apply to the privileged. And I'm guessing that these 3 jackasses grew up in privilege where there are no consequences. I can do what I want. I can say what I want. I can be what I want. Now they have to face consequences for the actions they took. And now they're going to turn around and say, my First Amendment rights were violated. The First Amendment doesn't cover racism, if I'm not mistaken. But
it does to a point.
To a point.
You're what? Here's the thing. You're allowed to. And I'm not saying I advocate for this or approve of it. I don't. And anyone engaging in this kind of talk, I'm going to challenge you. I'm not going to run from you. So, be warned. If I see you, I'm going to challenge you.
Bring it on, G.
I'm not like some of these people that won't engage. I will engage. Ask anyone. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to espouse some ideas like, oh, I think the Mexicans are taking over and wiping out the white race, you're allowed to say that. But you're not free from criticism.
Correct.
And you're not free to be denied entry in privately owned, venues.
Correct.
The public university, that's the gray area. That's why I think if everything was privately owned, we wouldn't have to even talk about this.
Right.
It would be whoever owns that college saying, "Hey, you're a fucking racist. Get the fuck out of my college."
Much like the gentlemen or ladies who own restaurants. If you're being an asshole in the restaurant, I have every right to ask you to get up, leave your fucking chicken pot pie right there and get the fuck out. You can't tell me this. I'm a citizen. I paid it. You first of all, you didn't pay. You pay after the fact. I'll eat whatever this cost is. I'm not gonna have you disrupt my customers. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Yeah. So yeah, that's obviously there's a lot of gray area when it comes to these public universities, but it'd be one thing if they were given a speech somewhere that was, secured and planned and properly, what's the word I'm looking for? Organized. It's another matter.
Even regulated.
Right. It's another matter if they're just going up and down campus, like shouting at, random black people and abusing them.
Well, it didn't say what race they were after. It just said racial slurs. Yeah, and I get it. But we've come too far as a nation insofar as racism is concerned.
Yeah, but it's going backwards. It's funny. Like Ben Shapiro covered this story with The View, where Richard Spencer, the white nationalist, is no longer a fan of Donald Trump because of him like bombing places, which I don't necessarily disagree with there, but they were cheering Richard Spencer for not being a fan of Trump, like applauding. Mm-hmm. Richard Spencer is a white identitarian nationalist. Mm-hmm. He wants his own ethnic state.
Don't tell the softies that.
I'm sorry, you don't fucking cheer for a white nationalist just because you don't like Donald fucking Trump.
What's next? If David Duke spoke out about Donald Trump, I have a feeling people would be all up in his dick.
Actually, I don't think David Duke likes Donald Trump.
Well,
for most of the same reasons.
Next thing you know, here come the hoods. That's all I'm saying.
But it's like, I remember...
People accuse Donald Trump of being racist. What was the term we used? And we beat the shit out of it on the show. Literally Hitler.
Oh, literally Hitler. God.
And he's none of that. Neither of us are a fan of this man.
I'm not a fan at all.
Nor is Loki. But he's not Hitler. He's not racist.
But I don't hate everything the guy's done.
Exactly.
But
if you look for something to hate, you're gonna find it, and that's the biggest fucking problem. Do we have anything on the comment machine while you're talking?
Nothing at the moment, but
all right.
Here's the thing, and I remember when Antifa was a big thing, and all those fuckwads are going around hitting people with bike locks.
But wait, Antifa, you remember the guy I was talking about once come here?
Yeah.
Antifa is a peaceful organization.
Whatever. Get
Exactly.
the fuck out of here.
Fuck you. First one of the episode. That's good. Did we have a horse shit last week?
I don't know.
I think Joey was too good that we left the horse shit out.
No, Joey was just like railing you, so we kind of enjoyed it. So there was no horseshit.
Y'all can kiss all the asses. By the way, if you haven't bought his audiobook, it dropped today on Audible. Get Start With a Dream on Audible. Get it through LokiandJamari.com if you have to.
Yeah, hit the Amazon link and buy all of the books.
Yes.
But anyway, so Antifa is a big thing, and Antifa was fighting with the white nationalists and whatever, and naturally lefties try to play the virtue signal game and just like, oh, well, you don't like you like the white nationalists more than Antifa? And my response was simply this: as far as I'm concerned, they can both fucking kill each other.
One is a little more forward and honest than the other.
That kind of.
Because Antifa says we're a peaceful group. We don't want this government fascism. This is what our country's leading to.
They want government fascism.
Exactly. But
they're fucking communists.
Exactly. But and I'm not saying I'm advocating for white supremacists, but at least they're honest.
You know where they stand.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
And I'm not saying it's right, but they come out and tell you, we're coming to your town 600 strong, we got our hoods, and we're coming out to swamps, and we don't like black people. At least they're honest.
Yeah. Antifa.
And when they get hit in the head with batteries as they march down the middle of the fucking road.
I love the argument I always get from them. It's like, it's in their name. They're literally anti-fascist.
Here we go with that literally again.
And like, I know. I fucking hate that. I mean,
I wish some of these snowflakes understood what the word literally means.
Yeah.
I had a stupid ass flat earth motherfucker say to one of my friends, yes, I'm going there. Buy the NASA shirt. Go to Target. They're like $12. They're really nice. And this is soft, man. Feel this motherfucker. There's some good shit. That's some sleep in it.
That doesn't feel flat at all.
No. Say that assumption is the same as fact. Hold on a second. Are you assumption?
It's like that term
is the same as fact.
It's like that term, your truth.
Oh, fuck that.
I hate that so.
What's your truth?
I got in a fight with someone on Twitter one time Because they accuse me of making broad statements or bold statements. And I'm like, the statement I made was simply this. I support private property. And the guy's like, what do you mean by property? I'm like, I'm not going to define property. You know what property is. There's only one definition for property. And it's like, well, I know what he's doing because there's this Marxist thing with property, and he was going to like give me the Marxist thing and hit me over the head with it. Yeah, bitch, I didn't wake up last night. But anyway.
Waiting for you, G. The seat's going to be right here, brother.
So I'm like, listen, guy, I'm not going to engage with you about what property is. Property means one thing. There's no alternative definition for it. And I said to him, there is no such thing as your truth.
Exactly.
And he's just like, well, truth is subjective. I'm like, no, it's not.
This paper is yellow. That's the truth. This can contains beer for now. That's the truth. Fuck. What is wrong with people?
Now there are interpretations.
Here we go. I know what you're doing. I know what you're saying. God.
There are interpretations of what we view as truth. For example, things like, so this beer, I consider tasty, delicious beer. You know, you might not think so. No, this is skunky, sour, and I don't enjoy it.
It's not like it's Zach bringing me a beer. I probably would enjoy that.
Well, no, you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee you and I are going to...
Much like the IPAs that Mike and I like, and you're like, this is ass. Like, no, it really isn't.
That's where things become subjective. That's where opinion comes in. So my opinion is this is a nice, refreshing, hearty beer that's not too on the pale ale side for me, and I can actually drink it. This is American Pale Ale.
Not too hoppy, not too bitter. There's not a lot of, with
enough sour and citrus into it that I really enjoy.
See how you do that, folks? See how we just did that?
But he might think it's total skunk ass.
I could.
That doesn't mean that neither one of them is truth. You understand?
There you go.
I mean, we'll needle each other and be like, oh, you just know no beer.
Well, when it comes to that blueberry schnitt.
There we go. You always got to go to the blueberry.
I wish I could. I love the taste of blueberry, but unfortunately I'll die. Anyway.
Send your blueberry gifts to Jabroni at P.O. Box.
You, sir, may fuck off. All right.
Well, what do you got? We could beat this.
Wow. Well,
snowflakery to death.
No, we have not. Okay, y'all have heard about...
You mean there's more?
Oh, there's more. Sit back, grab a beer, enjoy yourself. Y'all heard about the Impossible Whopper, right?
Oh, I know where you're going. Wait.
It's plant-based.
Yes.
Okay? And Eddie brought up something very cool, but this is not where my story is going. You know, they cook those plant-based gimmicks on the same roller in the same broiler as they cook the meat. So all you who are thinking that I'm vegan or I'm vegetarian and all this bullshit and you're eating this plant-based burger, guess what? It's got all the fucking juices on it. Meat eaters win again. Again, nothing wrong if you're a vegan, if you're a vegetarian.
If you're a vegan, fuck you. If you're a vegetarian, you're okay.
You know how you know somebody's vegan?
They'll tell you.
About 8,000 times.
Yeah.
So,
but keto people tell you that too.
Yeah, they do. Somebody point at Eddie or our friend the Great Baldini or anybody else.
Yeah.
Recently, a mom's group, and I dare not say where they're from because fuck them, got mad at the Impossible Whopper ad, not because it's a plant-based burger, not because they're doing a taste test with meat eaters, because the commercial has the audacity to use the word damn twice in the ad. You know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
It's another example of the wussification of America. You know, I caught my kid not too long ago when she was here. She was here for a week and a half, and we did a lot of cool shit. And I caught, she was in her room. She was doing something. She's hanging up posters or whatever. She might have bumped her elbow or kicked her foot or whatever, and I heard her say, shit! I didn't get hot. They probably say worse things on the playground. I remember being 12 years old. I said worse shit on the playground. I said worse shit in my backyard. But these mommies, my child can hear that commercial, and they say damn twice. First, the first guy says, damn, this is good. And then the other guy says, I'm a damn fool, and we need to ban this commercial. Okay, stop. No, we don't. Why don't you ask your kid on a daily basis, or if they're willing, and you're not so much of a snowflake parent, you go, it's okay, you don't have to turn over your iPad. Fuck that. You pay the bills. You pay the mortgage, you put the lights, you probably bought that iPad. Take the fucking iPad and check their shit. Well, it's a violation of their privacy. You're 12. The only privacy you should expect is I will not watch you get dressed and I will not watch you shower. Past that, fuck off. There is no privacy. If I want to check my kid's phone, I'm going to check my fucking kid's phone. And I'm going to find out if they're watching something cross. Check your kids' phones. Check your kids' iPads. But these mommies, oh my God, this commercial's so bad, are probably the same group that got hot because Hallmark, a private entity, their own television channel, they're not doing Christmas movies featuring same-sex parents. I'm sorry. Or same-sex marriages. I'm sorry, it's Hallmark. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. If you want to see that, there's like 3,000 other channels out there that probably have that. They don't have to cater to you. They are their own entity. I don't care that ESPN doesn't play professional wrestling. They used to. Because it's not a real fucking sport. ESPN is sports. I don't get hot. I don't get hot that NASCAR isn't as widely popular as I'd like it to be because it's a fantastic sport. There's a lot of science behind it. It's not as huge as it used to be, but it's climbing back up. But do I get hot because they get a 30-second blurb on ESPN while the Celtics game gets 3 minutes? No, because I don't give a fuck. I don't care enough about that. So let's get past all the other bullshit. A commercial said damn twice. Oh my God, the sky is falling. What in the fuck is wrong with people? I want to hear what you think about this.
First of all, they were filmed reactions to people who tried the burger. And some people are going to say, damn, that's a good burger.
Right.
I would. I'd be like, God damn, that's a good.
Did you try it?
No.
Thank God.
No. You know what? This is not the first time Burger King's tried like a vegetarian burger.
No, I worked at Burger King when they tried. It looked like a cardboard patty.
Yeah. I did try that because I fell for the hype about, fat is bad for you. And so I did try it. It was the most revolting thing I ever had. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to eat real beef. But I digress. Some people are into that. That's fine. Free country. Some people are going to eat that and be like, oh, God damn, this is the best burger I ever had. You're going to get reactions like that.
Well, they're not going to put goddamn on a commercial. I understand
they'll
that.
probably push it.
But for a guy to say, I'm a damn fool, I was wrong, this is good.
Right.
It's an admission of, I made a judgment without trying it. Damn, I'm a damn fool. This is tasty.
You know what? You know what would be really cool right now? And I know they're in competition, but sometimes, on their Twitters, they rib each other and they have good fun, whatever. Wendy's needs to step up.
Wendy's is hot on Twitter, man.
Wendy's needs to come out with a commercial where it's nothing but people eating the burgers and going, damn, that's a good burger.
Wouldn't be me.
Just repeatedly.
I'd be like, damn, this is the greasiest shit I ever ate. I wouldn't make the commercial.
Oh, what a fucking hater, man. Don't listen to this guy. The Baconator's the best.
Their chicken sandwiches are the best in the business.
The spicy chicken
but their
is delicious.
Burgers, I can't. They're just too greasy.
Oh, speaking of chicken sandwiches, I had the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Did you like it?
Oh.
My man.
I'm on my third one.
Yes. Don't believe me. I've been pushing that Popeyes train for so long, and I knew you had a bad experience at Popeyes early on.
Everything else I get there is shit, but that sandwich is fucking amazing.
Oh, so good.
But anyway, so yeah, Wendy's really needs to step up either with the Twitter game or the commercial game and, step in and show solidarity with Burger King. If you all even McDonald's, you step up, be like, God damn, that's a good Big Mac. Obviously not goddamn, but you know what I mean? Just do something. Be like, damn, that's a good burger. Like all of you do the good burger campaign.
I got one better. Each one of them should come out with a different, let's say McDonald's chooses the burger. Wendy's chooses the chicken sandwich. And Burger King chooses I don't know what else they offer. But fuck it, the vegetarian burger that they have now. They already used the word damn, but just change the name of it. Each one of the franchises should just call it a damn good burger or a damn good chicken sandwich. And watch these mommies in Eastern Illinois or fucking Florida, wherever they're from.
All right, you've worked at a place with those vending machines that have the food in it.
Yes.
What's one thing that's always in those machines?
Hold on, I'm trying to think.
Because this makes the whole damn thing pale in comparison.
Oh, Christ. I know that when I worked at PCC in Groton, they had these big fat cheese sticks that were made by a company called Hell of a Good, and it's Hell of a Good cheese stick.
Is a brand. So Hell of a Good Cheese, Mark's pissed off about that. There's these cheeseburgers and chicken sandwiches and stuff.
Oh, big ass
chance.
Yes.
So why don't you guys get pissed off about big ass cheeseburgers?
Because it's not ass, it's as A-Z. And the company is, from what I understand, based out of Arizona. Do you have a fly next to you? I notice you're flailing.
A 6-year-old one.
Oh, Jesus. Those are the worst kind.
I know, right?
But no, and I know where you're going with this because, again, working at PCC, we'd go across the street to the Shell station. You had the big ass burgers.
Yeah.
But it's AZ.
Or big ass chicken
They
sandwich.
get away from it
big ass
in
fish
that
sandwich.
way. But you know what they mean. They mean this is a big ass burger.
And it is.
This is a
They're
big
huge.
ass chicken sandwich. Nobody says shit.
Nobody says anything. You know, honestly, people are just looking for something to get pissed off about. Do I, you know what? Do I support the Impossible Burger? No.
No.
But this is fucking petty.
I will say this.
Fucking petty.
I will say this after this story, in the next 7 days before we come back, I'm going to try one. I'll film myself, Loki Jabroni, Facebook,
Will you
Gimmick
do it on
Jones.
camera?
If I brought it here, it'd be cold by then, but I'll do it on my camera.
Oh, that's right. There's no Burger King near here.
No, we'd have to go back to the old studio to do
We
that.
can nuke it for 3 seconds.
Yeah, 3, 10,
I mean, cardboard.
15, whatever.
It's not going to dry.
cardboard,
It's not going to dry out.
the
There's
same,
no meat.
same. All right. You know what? Next week, I get it without mayo, so you know. No mayo
What?
plus mustard. I hate mayo. Fucking, I think
Yeah,
it's
you're going to
disgusting.
take one bite of that burger. You'd be like, give me the mayo.
Ketchup. I got ketchup and mustard, man. I'm good. I will next week, and you better remind me because you know me, I forget shit. I will eat an Impossible Whopper right here on the Loki and Jabroni show.
Do you know what's fucked up part 2, the Impossible Whopper?
There you go. Yeah, you better write that shit down.
Dude, we're gonna totally like be like that Tootsie Roll commercial. Like, how many bites does it take before Jabroni throws it out?
1,
One,
2, 3.
3,
The Impossible.
3.
How about I put an O in
Impossible
there?
Whopper.
Whopper. All right, next week, you guys, first time hearing this, I'm gonna eat an Impossible Whopper right here on the Loki and Jabroni show. We'll nuke it.
Of course, if you like get all dainty and grow bitch tits because of it,
I might grow a beard and get one of those slick fucking haircuts and claim to be.
it's gonna be like Loki and Quan.
Yeah. Taekwon.
How you doing?
Taekwon.
I just had that Impossible Whopper, and
It
that
was
thing was
so
amazing.
see, nope. Now you're being insensitive. You can't do that. Actually, we can. It's our show. The quickest
We
route to
usually
success.
are pretty insensitive.
The quickest route to success is to offend the most amount of people.
Exactly.
George Bernard Shaw.
Exactly.
There you go. You got a story for us?
Lenny Bruce, how to talk dirty and influence people.
There you go. Red Fox, go fuck yourself.
Yes. So, as you know, I'm quite active on Twitter. I actually have 2. But on my political Twitter,
He's opening that sumbitch up.
I am, because this was like brought to my attention today, actually, and it actually really bothered me.
Okay.
So give me 1 second.
You go, boy, and don't turn back. I'm going to put that gimmick in. I'm going to turn the volume down. And, wow, Steven, we have NASA fanboy. Yes, indeed. Steven's one of those guys that helps me argue with ignorant flat earth motherfuckers
I didn't get any.
on the
Oh,
Facebook.
there we go. What a NASA fanboy. How you
Yep.
doing, Steven?
Steven, thank you for joining us. First time.
All right. So recently, California kind of snuck in this bill called AB5. Now, the long and short of it is AB5 tries to regulate the gig economy. And if just a quick rundown, if you know what a gig economy is they're people actually they work their 9 to 5s, or they kind of make little money here, little money there. It's the gig economy, you know. So a musician could be considered part of the gig economy.
Sure.
An artist, et cetera, a copywriter, a gig economy. Driving for Uber is a gig economy, you know. So they're all part of it. So in California, there's a lot of bloggers and journalists and stuff, and they write for various publications. You used to do that. You write for the wrestling magazines.
The magazine, wrestling, boxing, MMA, yeah.
Well, in an attempt to help workers, they passed this bill, which would limit the number of freelance articles that a magazine could buy to, like, I forget what the number is, but it's like some of these people sell hundreds of articles a month.
Yeah.
It limits them to, I think, 90. And
Whatever happened to free market enterprise?
exactly, but that's for California residents. So that means that magazines could hire from outside of California, and with the internet, anyone could be a part of the gig economy in any part of the country. So you living in Connecticut could write for a bunch of California local wrestling mags if you wanted, without limitation. Okay.
I could do my own music reviews.
Exactly. Same thing. There's a lot of people that live on this. Well,
Right.
I haven't like talked to her or anything, so I'm kind of blowing her spot up. But she has her own. She has a blog. Actually, I think you'll appreciate. Good Beer Hunting.
Good beer hunting. I like it already.
So I'm just showing up here.
I'm gonna go
Beth
hunt in
Beeman,
just a minute.
freelance writer and journalist. I write about beer and coffee, some other stuff too, things that you like.
Yeah.
So and she's written for some of these magazines:
Wow.
Savior, Playboy,
Vice?
yeah, Taste of the Cocktail, Thrillist. She
City Beat I've seen before.
Daily Coffee. She's written for all these people.
Make a
plus she
point.
has her
I'll be
own
right
blog.
back.
Well, basically, the long and short of it, she went on Twitter today, and she works in the gig economy because she is a mom. She's a single mom. She needs to take care of her family. This is the easiest way for her to make money, stay home with the kids, and not have to hire a babysitter. Well, with AB5, this really hurts her business, and she can't make as much money now to support that. So she wrote, "Fuck AB5. I'm so upset. I'm sitting here crying because everything I've worked for, the career I've created and based my entire life on is crumbling around me, and there is literally nothing I can do about it." In the past year, I've done the whole pitch a ton of media publications approach and found it's just not an efficient method for a working mom. I've specifically been cultivating relationships with a smaller number of pubs to maximize my output and thus income. Now I have to go back to the inefficient time suck approach to having any hope of maintaining autonomy as a sole proprietor and avoid paying any additional child care by shifting to W-2 status somewhere. Creating an LLC isn't a smart financial move, and it costs hundreds of dollars more and removes my ability to write off expenses, which are around 20 to 25% of my total income. Not only am I not financially able to afford full-time childcare, I don't even want it. My son is on the autism spectrum and is about to start 15 hours a week of therapy. Add to that the PT part-time preschool he attends, and I want to spend time with him doing unstructured activities. Frankly, I don't want the, quote, help that AB5 is shoving down my throat, strangling me in the process. Give me some support for my alternative needs child instead, maybe affordable health care or self-employed workers. So basically, this whole bill that they think is going to reduce the number of people that are gigging is the goal, and will actually have full-time employment with somewhere, is actually going to hurt people, because this woman had the total financial freedom. She's not rich, but she had the total financial freedom to stay at home with her child who obviously has special needs. Now she's going to be forced to be an employee with somebody that's going to take away time from her child, especially now that he's going to have to do special education, to help him with his autism. So she'll be ultimately forced to take handouts from the state to survive. So every time these people try to help, they inadvertently end up hurting people more than they actually help. So do you know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
Fucking Democrats. Like, seriously.
Here we go again. Democratic socialism.
It's fucking ridiculous. And the funny thing is, even some of the Democrats in California are like, oh my God, we didn't really intend for this to happen.
Of course you didn't.
Because it's a large bunch of their economy is based on people who do the freelance work.
Go ahead. Hit it. Hit it. You didn't mean for this to happen. Come on.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Exactly.
They want to control every aspect of the market. This poor woman here, and I'm going to give her a shout out to her space so you folks can check her out. BethDemon.com, BethDemon.com. Probably doesn't even agree with me politically on things. That's fine, but she should have a right to be able to make money, how she needs to make money to take care of her family.
I got a stellar
That's
idea.
all she wants to
I
do.
say we reach out to Beth, maybe get her on the phone, and we talk to her. And then we blow her up, and she blows us up, and we have a good time, and we can hear about even more fucked it up did things.
Yeah, it's just, see, this is the kind of, what we need is less restriction. We need to open up opportunities for people.
We already have
so they can
that,
make
and
more
that's
money.
that's what the problem
could
I
have more, though. That's the
exactly,
problem.
and that's the problem I have with most of the Democrats. And I've told this story before. I was a registered Democrat for years until I saw the party crumbling. I saw the party going in a direction that I didn't agree with, and I bailed. I was gone. I can't follow a party that doesn't believe what I believe. And they don't even know what they believe half the time because they change their stories every 35 fucking minutes.
Here's the thing. I joke around all the time about fuck the roads and this, that, and the other thing. I can understand there are people out there, that maybe want a government with a court system, some roads, maybe even a small safety net. Whatever, that's fine. That's a reasonable argument to make. But when you're talking about completely grabbing industries, including the gig economy, and squeezing it so you're forced to be on the government's dime, all it is a massive power grab. That's what they want. Basically, this woman was not under the thumb of any one person. And here's the thing. Now that she's limited to how many submissions she can make, she's got to throw out submissions everywhere and hope they stick. So she's going to waste more time working when she already had relationships built.
Yep. When I was writing for the website, Wrestling, Boxing, MMA, I had a full-time job, 50 hours a week, making good money. And then I would write the articles. I get paid X for the article and Y for every time another website picked it up. So if my editor would do the clickety-clickety-click and see, okay, Chris got picked up by 16 websites, I got Y times 16. I was making bank, dude. And then, of course, when leading into my next story, it all fell to shit in 2007. So I wasn't writing so much about wrestling anymore, and boxing was really going to shit, and MMA was still kind of bubbling. They weren't the monolith, this giant juggernaut.
It was an annual, really, before it really...
Now quarterly, really. Now it's like every 3 weeks.
The Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Yeah, it was like quarterly. So you can't make a lot of money in that way. Yes, I got to be, sitting at a table drinking coffee with Ken Shamrock and have a great interview, but it wasn't like traveling to New Jersey and interviewing Scott Steiner, or being at this show and interviewing Dusty Rhodes, or this or that, and making bank on these articles. But nobody stopped me. You know why? Because I had the right to go out and do it. No, there were no restrictions. But
and why would you want to stop people from making money? I'm sure she pays her taxes.
It's not about it's not about stopping her. It's about, and here we go back to the wussification of America, opening the door for that person over there. Well, that person's not fucking motivated enough to do it.
Me.
Exactly. You and I are of the same mind about this.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
We are part of this gig economy when you think about it. We run affiliates. We have websites. We try to direct traffic. We don't lie about it.
We would love for you to go to patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni and donate to the show. Help us out. Most all podcasts do it, unless your name is Chris Jericho or Steve Austin. It's the podcast game.
They're probably getting paid by a network, though.
Podcast One and Westwood One, yeah. Respectively.
I listen to a few of their shows. Jason Stapleton is on Westwood.
Yeah. So. But if you're three sides of the coin, if you're crime and sports, if you're the Loki and Jabroni show, by the way, we're all friends, so we're not pulling fucking pud here. I can pick up my phone right now and call Tommy Summers from Three Sides or Jimmy Wisman immediately. I was just texting Tommy last week about the Vikings game. Sorry about your loss, Tommy. And
sorry, Loki.
Hope you're over it. And Loki, too. And Loki, wherever you are, next week, we'll see you. We miss you. But it's what it's all about. It's the participation trophy of economics. We want to make sure that the next guy has an opportunity. Well, if you think you could do it better, and you and I have said it, you want better radio? Make better radio. You want better books? Write better books.
Yeah.
You want a better podcast? Make a better podcast. But until you can, or until you show the initiative and stop flapping your fucking gums, keep sitting on the sidelines, much like these flat earth fucks. And until you show me that you can do it and you have the proof in front of you, go fuck yourself sideways with a cactus.
This is the great equalizer. Everybody has the opportunity if you have one of these.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Yep.
Right now, if I want to, I could go to where our hosting is on Anchor.fm. Yep. I could go to the Anchor FM app right now and record an episode and post it. Have a nice day. Everybody has access to this phone. You have the same phone as Bill Gates, as the sharks from Shark Tank.
You probably the same phone that the president tweets out on 40 fucking times a day.
Exactly. So just having this connection to all this information puts you on the same playing field as anybody else. So this idea that you need these laws or you need the government to help you is just total fucking bullshit. And don't let any of these left-wing nut jobs tell you different.
Amen, sir. Amen. But going back to the point about it leads into my story of writing for wrestling, boxing, MMA. And especially if you have the drive, the motivation, the determination. Joey Casada is a great example of drive and determination and just chasing your fucking dream. A young man is trying to chase his dream of becoming a professional wrestler. And it's in his blood. His father was a professional wrestler. It's all he's ever wanted to do in his life. He's been offered training by some of the absolute best in the business. Sometimes he accepts, sometimes he doesn't. I don't know what his problem is. But in a recent interview, a young man named David Benoit was talking about his fledgling career. This is the part where Eddie's going to punch me in the mouth.
We're going to have total disagreements over this.
Do you know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
David Benoit has expressed the desire that when and if he makes it into the game of professional wrestling, he wants to go by his middle name, his last name, and the tag Junior. He wants to be known as Chris Benoit Jr. Exactly.
Dude, that's career suicide.
Thank
I think
you.
you said that.
Yep. Just because your daddy killed himself doesn't mean you have to do the same thing to your career. Stand on your own. Be David Benoit. Be David Christopher. Be Christopher David. Come up with a name. Be the fucking scarlet masked motherfucker. But dude, David, if you ever get to hear this, we all are cheering for you. You've been dealt a shit hand. Okay? We understand and we sympathize with your plight. But at no point, and I understand you love your father, he was your hero, but calling yourself Chris Benoit Jr. in this industry...
McMahon won't touch you.
No, McMahon won't touch you. A lot of the other companies... Well, you'd be lucky to work at an Outlaw Mud show in the parking lot of a Shoney's
I don't think
in
AEW
fucking
would touch
Kentucky.
him either.
No.
They're a fledgling company. They don't want that drama.
No, I don't think Tony Khan and his bazillions are going to touch the name Chris Benoit Jr. I don't care if Jericho's their top guy. I don't care if Jericho was a good friend of his. Even Jericho tiptoes around the name of Chris Benoit. But that's just, I liken it to Arnell Simpson. If Arnell Simpson went into football, would he call himself, I'm changing my name to O.J. Simpson Jr., you wouldn't have a job. If you brought up Charlie Manson at one point earlier before we went hot, if he had a kid and wrote an album, Charles Manson Jr., your album wouldn't even go cardboard. It would go paper. You'd sell 6 copies, and those 6 copies would be the 4 you bought and the 2 chicks who think you're an actual rock star.
Yeah, dude, like, seriously, if you are serious about a career in that industry, that is not... you might as well call yourself Aaron Hernandez and play football. Like, it's not going to fucking happen.
It's one thing if you were born Aaron Hernandez, and you have the Aaron Hernandez who, ultimately killed a couple people and then committed suicide in jail. But if you are completely separate from that, a different bloodline, and your name happens to be Aaron Hernandez, my suggestion would be go by your middle name. Be like Juan Hernandez.
I'd change my name.
Bill Hernandez. Or if you want to keep Aaron, if you're married to that, change your first name. Or be Aaron Jones.
Actually, I pretty much changed my name. My professional name is not my real name.
No, it's not.
So, like, dude, listen, I do shit on your dad. I think you fucking murdered him in cold blood. I've said that before. Yep. You don't want this. You don't want this heat. You're already.
Oh my god, nuclear fucking heat.
You're already gonna have heat because everyone knows you're his kid. But that is just at that point you're just kind of rubbing it in.
Well, and
what about the family members that probably
have survived?
The wife's family members who probably don't think too highly of Chris Benoit.
No. Look, there are 2 children from Chris's first marriage, David being one of them. Mm-hmm. Then there's another one, I want to say her name is Megan. Again, shit hand. Then you have Nancy's side of the family, which are all still going through that. There's this ripple effect, and people throughout the industry, ripple effect. It's been 12, almost 13 years this June. It's still a ripple effect. And it's become the butt of a joke. I put up a meme right around Christmas time when you give everybody else expensive gifts and all you got was socks, and there's a picture of Chris Benoit walking to the ring. You know what you're going to do. And it's a goof. But at the same time, David, if you're out there, if you're listening, we'd love to talk to you. But I know WWE has welcomed him backstage. He's got to work out in their ring. I know Jericho's a big proponent of David Benoit. A lot of guys pulling for him. Lance Storm, who unfortunately just closed down his school, wanted to train David. So there's so much opportunity for him because people sympathize with him. You want to kill all that sympathy? Go ahead and go by Chris Benoit Jr. and see exactly where your career goes. You'll be at flea markets wrestling in front of 15 fans, and you'll get paid a hot dog and an orange juice.
I mean, we've talked. I think we've devoted probably 2 episodes just to talk about brain damage in these sports.
One about Benoit and one about brain damage in sports collectively.
And obviously Benoit was a big part of both of that.
Right.
And nobody's denying, because the autopsy's there, that there was some brain damage.
Mm-hmm.
But the public opinion, it's just one of these crazy fucking wrestler guys that killed his family. That's what they're going to think.
Yeah.
And if you bring back all that pain, I don't know. If it didn't backlash against you and we're wrong,
we'll eat it.
We'll eat crow.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bad idea. I really think you should make your own brand. It's not like your dad was Dusty Rhodes.
No.
I don't want to put it out like that. But
or Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Or Flair. Chris Benoit was a phenomenal wrestler.
Oh,
one of the best technical wrestlers of all time.
Fantastic athlete. You can't take that away from him.
But when you make, and I say this to a lot of people, and someone will say, no, I have Benoit near the top. You're lying to yourself. Flair, Rhodes, Race. Don't say Hillbilly Jim or you will get slapped across the mouth. But like Joey said last week, I'd rather watch Ultimate Warrior, even though he had 3 moves, than watch Dean Malenko, who had 1,000 moves. It's the charisma. It's everything. Chris Benoit was fantastic in the ring. He was terrible on the microphone. Chris Benoit doesn't necessarily put asses in the seats, but Mick Foley could in both ends. He was good in the ring. He didn't have a lot of moves, but what he had was dynamic. And then put a microphone in front of him, fucking fantastic. Undertaker, same thing. Kane, same thing. Kurt Angle, same thing. But Chris Benoit, not even close. Not even close. And then you have the fanboys that are going to have the argument, well, he should be put in the Hall of Fame for his legendary career.
I don't know. It's like buying a boat and naming it Titanic. It's bad fucking juju. It's really bad.
You know what?
Juju.
I'm going to abuse the Jones now. That's Karma Jones right there.
I'm serious. That's all I see right now. Yeah. I don't know what else we can say about it. Like, bro, I'm not saying you can't wrestle. Don't do that.
No.
I'm not. If someone asks, like, "Oh, are you Chris Benoit's son?" Yeah, you can say yes, but
yes, he was my father. I'm David Benoit. I am David Benoit.
Don't do the Chris Benoit Jr. bit. It's just, we'd like to see what you can do.
Yes,
and you're definitely going to get doors shut on you for that. They don't like WWE. We know doesn't want that name on anything.
He'd be repackaged if he's got the goods. He'd be hired. I think they've welcomed him.
Vince would tell him, you can come in, but not with that name.
We got to do something with you. He won't be the second coming of the big boss man, but there'll be a gimmick.
Yeah, you're not Chris Benoit Jr., you're the Purple Rooster. That's what you do to him.
You can be David, and we can acknowledge that your father, without saying his name, was a tremendous professional wrestler, because in the era of the internet, everybody's going to know who you are anyway. And have you ever seen a picture of this kid? Can you throw it up for the people? I don't know if that's a capability right now. David Benoit looks eerily like his old man. And I mean eerily.
He did. I did look at his picture, but let me see if I can pull it up here.
While you're doing that, it's just, repackage the kid. Give him the opportunity to be his own man. Don't fall back on Dad's laurels. No matter how good he was in the ring, and he was one of my favorites, which is why I stepped away from this business for 8-9 years. I just couldn't. That third one from the left is probably the best one, right? Oh, the side-by-side comparison, Jones. Perfect. Guys, Eddie's going to put this up. You're going to be fucking floored at how much this kid looks like his old man. And he talks like him. If you ever get to hear him interviewed, he has his old man's voice. But, guys, make no mistake, and David, if you're out there, make no mistake, you're not going to be welcomed in, I would say many, not any, but many locker rooms calling yourself Chris Benoit Jr. And there it is right there for the world to see.
Chris Benoit Sr. is on the left, and the one that wants to be Chris Benoit Jr. on the right, and you can definitely see the looks. Eyes a little different, but he's got the jowl. He's got, he's got his.
He
nose,
doesn't quite have the
hairline,
the cobra neck, but that was years of working out and steroid
It's
abuse.
coming though. You can tell.
Yeah, and I'm sure
you can tell he's got his workout.
And look
game
behind
on.
him. Where is he? He's in a WWE
WWE.
ring. They welcome him. They want him to be a part of the family, but you're not going to do it using your dad's name, bro. Sorry. I can't stand behind this.
Even if they allow it, I think you're going to make a lot of some of the wrestlers that have been there that are still there that worked with Chris Benoit. You're probably going to make them very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. And the fan base, I would say, would split right down the middle. You have the half, they'd be like, yay, Chris Benoit.
Fans that can't stand Chris Benoit because of this. They're going to hate the brand.
Bingo. That's me. And I know that Eddie put a Chris Benoit band down, but when this story broke yesterday, I said, I've got it. I've got the story. Boom.
Yeah.
I can't get behind
Not good
this.
for the career. It's like trying to be a preschool teacher with the name Woody Allen. I want to roll today.
Oh, my God. I'm starting a modeling agency, the Weinstein Company. Oh, wait, there was a Weinstein Company.
It's like being a door-to-door knife salesman named OJ.
Oh, my God. Or an insurance. No, that's too local. We can't do that. Hi, I'm selling insurance. My name is Michael Bruce Ross. Look it up. Murderpedia, one of my favorite sites. You got another story? Or are you just going to drink beer?
I don't know. I'm kind of digging this. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Digging the beer.
Do you think the earth is flat? I'm just trying to add shit while we're going along.
It's on top of a turtle flying through space. I told you this. Gosh.
Hashtag Pizza Fantasyland.
I thought I had something, but you got something else? Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Certainly do. Guys, as you know, we're in the heart of playoff season, and last night was the college football national championship. And I kind of want to bring up one thing, is that a couple weeks ago, we had the Clemson-Ohio State game in the first round of the college football playoffs to determine who was going to the national championship. And I usually don't bitch about calls, but there was, from what I hear from Ohio State fan, not me, Ohio State fan, but others, they missed a bunch of calls. I watched that game like a hawk. I thought they missed one call, and it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game. I don't think. Of course, I'm the guy that says, the game's determined when the clock hits 0. Boom. You're only as good as your last season. I could break out all the cliches. The Green Bay game this Sunday, there was one call where people said, oh, look, they missed it. He didn't cross the yellow line. Well, that's a yellow line projected by the networks, not the actual marker on the sideline. Replay shows from different camera angles that Green Bay guy got the yardage he needed for the first down. Last night, there was a call that I watched over and over again. Didn't look like they missed it. It went against Clemson. And they're like, oh, here it comes. Oh, they're LSU bias. Here's where I'm going. And I'm not even going to ask what's fucked. Do you know what's fucked up? Because I know what's fucked up. Fans, shut up. You're not out there playing the game. You have sweat equity. What does that mean? It means you buy the gear, you drink the beer, you sit in front of your television, you might buy tickets, you might go to the game, you cheer, you scream, you yell, and I know Ed's got something to say because we've talked about this more and more and more. That game has 0 effect on you. So if you're on the losing end, lose with dignity. On the other side, I'm going to tip my hat to you. That Super Bowl 52, my man won with humility, and I lost with dignity. So on the winning side, here's the deal. Don't go fucking around and fuck with Clemson fan and say, oh, we kicked your ass. That day, that Sunday, perfectly acceptable. Oh, I'm sorry, Monday. It was the national championship. If you're a Green Bay fan, fuck with Seattle fan on Sunday or maybe Monday morning. After that, it's over.
Don't get personal.
It's over.
People get personal with this shit. It's ridiculous.
And I've said this to Eddie, and he's not one of those Patriot fans, but those Patriot fans, 6 rings. Ha ha, Brady Dynasty, da da. Yeah. How'd you do this year? Oh, you made the playoffs. Great. How How far did you go? First round, Jones? Yeah, fuck you. Sit down. There's a place on the couch next to me.
Hey, when I lost, I took the loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't turn on Brady because of it.
No, you were one of the few.
That's fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, gives you 20 good years, 6 rings. Fuck you.
Well, I broke it down last week, didn't I? It was 9 AFC championships, 6 world championships, 17 playoff appearances, never in his tenure a losing season. Motherfuckers, you're spoiled as hell. Mm-hmm. But the deal is, and I always point to Saints fans because as a Falcon fan, I always get it from the Saints fans.
I hate Philly fans usually.
More often than not, I do too. Not their baseball fans. Their baseball fans are
after they
good.
won when they won that Super Bowl against us.
Yeah,
I thought they were fucking horrible.
Eagles and Flyers, absolutely,
fucking horrible.
Absolutely. We just actually beat the Flyers, the Bruins, the other night, and nobody said shit. But 2 nights later, the Bruins lost, and here comes Flyer fan. I'm like, no, fuck not. You don't get to carry this sweat equity year after year after year. It's why I hate most Yankee fans, and I'm a card-carrying member of Yankee Universe. You don't get to carry what happened for 27 championships forever. You're only as good as your last season. You're only as good as your last game in some cases. So what's fucked up is sports fans. It's time to realize that the outcome of these games don't directly affect your life. I still got up the day after Super Bowl 52. I still went about my business. I went to work. I took the shellacking from Patriots fans, and then you know what? Most of it went away, except for big-headed mongoloids and idiots who think that their cheering for that team makes them a better human being. Fuck off.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
And maybe it helps that I was a fan in '86. So
you go, boy. I know where you're going. I love it.
You love the team when they're losing. You love the team when they're winning.
Hello, have we met?
Exactly.
My name's Chris. I'm a Falcons fan. It's great to meet you.
I think I met you one time.
I know losing.
Yeah, but so
go ahead. You were saying
anyway. So I'm used to like disappointment for years, and when they started winning, it was like, wow. It was like a reward almost. It was like I waited all this time and I stuck it out, and now I'm getting the comeuppance.
Yeah.
But never at any point of time ever forget where I was.
Oh, yeah.
Back then.
Oh, yeah. And
with the scandals, the drugs, the Bears beating them.
Irving Fryer.
Yeah. So
the multiple arrests.
Exactly. So
he's a crime and sports episode waiting to happen.
And, I mean, we almost had that again with Aaron Hernandez, but... You know, I never forgot where I came from, so I appreciate where I am, and I'm not going to turn on Brady in one season. I mean, the rumor is he signed for a couple more years. I don't know if it's confirmed yet.
I'm gonna check that real quick. I really want that answer.
If he can get back and win one more Super Bowl ring, I'll be happy.
What if he doesn't?
But if he doesn't, it's just a game, man. It's entertainment.
Exactly.
At the bottom line, it's supposed to be entertainment, and we rib each other. You know, I used to rib you about the score for a little while, but you get a whole season of that.
Exactly. The latest report on Yahoo Sports says Tom Brady and his family have moved to Connecticut, and their suite at Gillette Stadium has been cleaned out. I'll read this out loud while Eddie takes care of his business. It's going to be a long off season, New England Patriot fan. Ahead of longtime quarterback Tom Brady becoming a free agent for the first time in his career, rumors continue to swirl about the 6-time Super Bowl champion's next move. Brady has made it fairly clear he does not want to retire in 2020, but that doesn't mean he plans to stay with the Pats. Adding fuel to the fire, on Tuesday, today, is a report from local sports radio station WEEI's Greg Hill on the Brady family current whereabouts. After listing their Brookline, Massachusetts home for sale in August, the clan has seemingly fully relocated to a new home in Greenwich, Connecticut, which is about a 3-hour drive from Gillette.
Yep.
Hill also
2-hour drive from here.
Right. Hill also reported that the Brady family suite at the stadium where wife Giselle would watch games has undergone a deep cleaning, seemingly in a way that, quote, perhaps it's never been cleaned before, unquote. Several analysts have pointed out that the Los Angeles Chargers are interested in Brady. Pats owner Robert Kraft, when not getting a rub and tug, says he hopes and prays that the league veteran stays with the team the only team he's ever played for, or retires. Brady himself has said he loves playing for the Patriots. Kraft and head coach Bill Belichick have said they are unsure what the future holds. His home in Greenwich is less than an hour-long drive from MetLife Stadium, home of the Giants and Jets, and a 2.5-hour drive from Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Philadelphia Eagles. And on a side note, Brady turns 43 in August. First question for you. We've watched this guy just decimate in the last few years at an advanced age where most quarterbacks are long retired. Is 43 an issue?
I don't think so. I think he's honestly, if you look at, I think it was the last Super Bowl they were at, and they showed before afters with Brady. He's only gotten better shape. I think he's you can't say he hasn't maintained pretty well. He's still winning games overall,
correct,
even though it's a bad season. Well, not even a bad season, and just kind of at the end there, they got pummeled because, as we pointed out many times, they kind of got it handed to them at the beginning. And then once the real challenges came up, and we even said those teams were amped up to dominate. I don't know how the fucking Dolphins won, but anyway.
It was a last-ditch effort to save their season.
Yeah, and wow. But anyway, congrats.
Yeah, how about
humble pie here. Congrats.
How about Dolphins former quarterback Ryan Tannehill leading the Tennessee Titans this weekend for the AFC Championship against the Chiefs? I mean, poetic justice for this kid.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'd like to see Brady stick with the Patriots. He's been great, but if he feels time to move on to the Chargers or something, I'll agree with you. You got the dynasty's kind of broken. But
I don't know about broken, but it's on the downslide.
Right. And we won't know till next year.
Exactly.
Quite honestly, I want to see how the XFL turns out at this point.
Yeah, and
I'm not even interested in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl's on the 2nd, Daytona's on the 16th, and the XFL kicks off the week after Daytona, which is going to make Sundays real fucking interesting for me. But I'm curious about the XFL. Is the reboot going to be, I would say, semi-successful, because the first one was just a shit show.
Yeah, well, hopefully McMahon learned how to not run a football league.
It's been 20 years. I'm sure he's learned something. You watched that 30 for 30 he did, right?
No, I didn't.
On the XFL?
No.
Watch it. Find it online. Find it on In Demand. The conversation at the end between him and Dick Ebersol, who was at the time, I want to say he was president of NBC Sports, they are being very candid, saying, yeah, we fucked up here, but you know what? It was fun. We tried something. We went off the beaten path. We challenged the juggernaut. For a short time, we did well, and then it all came apart. They've had 2.5 years to build this league, whereas the last league had 9 months.
Right.
I think you're going to see something different. And
well, that's the idea.
Yeah, and
that's
go New York Guardians, man. I've picked my team. That's the gimmick.
I'm going with DC. So
DC Defenders, right? And Loki went with the Battle Dragons. I think they're St. Louis.
So this is going to be fun, folks. There's going to be actually some 3-way competition on the show.
Yes.
And as usual. And you know what? When we lose
with dignity.
We're going to scream, "Fuck you!" Ah!
And hopefully, if the league succeeds and goes past 1 year, and there is an opportunity to get stitched, authentic XFL jerseys, you can go see Throwback Prices, Harry the Hammer, much like you can get this beautiful Chicago Bears Clinton Dix jersey. You can get a Falcon jersey, Patriot jersey. We're trying to get a jersey for Senor Focus over here. Yeah, buddy, you're going to have a jersey.
Yeah, no, no.
But I got to get a number. That's all I need is a number.
77.
77. Okay, so
I'm dating myself.
Focus. 77. If I
year.
put my birth year on there, it would have to say 1861, and there's not enough room on the jersey.
No, it'd be like 1-8.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
1918.
Yeah. Dude is so old. After John Hancock finished, he said, "Dude, that's a big fucking signature."
Right? I handed him a pen.
You know what? Actually, back to XFL real quick. You know what'd be great about the XFL if like people really start getting into it?
Is
nobody can, like, when their team wins, nobody can fire back with, "Well, we got 6." No, we don't.
We got nothing. The one thing that I think
clean, pure slate.
when you watch that documentary, and I pray that you do before next week, and I'll know because you're probably going to text me, keep WWE anything out of the XFL.
Oh,
Don't have, well, Jim Ross doesn't work there anymore. Don't have Jim Ross call the games. Don't have Jesse Ventura call the games. Don't have Jerry the King call the games. Don't have The Rock march out in the middle of a fucking game.
Jesse Ventura should never call anything unless they clone Gorilla Monsoon and bring him back.
That would be awesome.
That's the only way.
But he didn't do a bad job, and neither did Jim Ross. Used to call for Atlanta Falcons, so it added credibility. But at the same time, in the first ever televised game of the XFL, Vince McMahon marches out to center field right in the middle of the 50-yard line. Welcome, and we're glad you're here. And then as soon as he's done making his speech about how we're glad you're all here, he went into Vince McMahon mode. This is the XFL! And immediately, credibility down the fucking toilet.
No, I don't think that's a big deal.
That's horseshit.
You
Keep it separate. Look, I know they have WWE films, and they come out with these straight-to-DVD gimmicks probably every 3-4 months.
What,
you don't see them on the television?
You don't like Triple H and the Chaperone?
Didn't see it. But there was one with Steve Austin as a boxing trainer that I really enjoyed. I can't remember the fucking name of it now. It was so good.
No, it was like 3 Marine films. Each one has a different...
I think there's 12 now.
Different Marine.
Yeah. Cena, Orton, The Miz, Ted DiBiase. I think the guy who puts up the ring did one. And Howard Finkel. I'm kidding on Howard Finkel. Ladies and gentlemen, this war is one fall.
Drop down and give me 20. 1.
The Marine 12
2.
with Hillbilly Jim. Don't go messing with the country war.
Could be worse.
Oh, hey.
You have the Expendables, and one of them's Lord Alfred Hayes.
Oh, my God.
Like, hey, yeah, did you bring the ammo? No. What'd you bring? I brought fruit stripe gum.
Side note, you know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
They're bringing back the WWF, now WWE, ice cream bars.
Dude, I'm psyched.
They were tasty.
I liked them.
I always got Strike Force. I never got anybody I liked.
I was checking that out, though. The only thing I noticed is, like, so the old ones, they had the cookie front and the chocolate back.
Yep, with the ice cream in the middle and the
stick. These look like
stick.
they just have cookie on both sides and, like, they're sandwiches.
Oh, that would suck. You have to have the chocolate. You have to have chocolate on the back.
Those were the best.
You have to have the chocolate on the back.
I want those to come back. I want the Pac-Man ones to come back. Bro, for years, okay? For years,
with the
growing
bubblegum eye.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, for years, when like we were putting up the Christmas tree, okay? We had a shit ton of the Christmas decorations just built cut from the back of the box. And it was like a Pac-Man, a bunch of ghosts,
Yep.
It was awesome, dude. Being a kid ruled.
If you ever got in the box the Batman ice cream bar, which you got a bonus because they had 2 bubblegum eyes. Ooh. On the back, it would have this cheesy fucking iron-on, which never really worked correctly. Because I bought my fair share. It's like Batman in a fighting pose or Batman swinging.
That was a big thing for a while, the iron-ons.
Yeah.
It never
really
right.
worked correctly. I had this one T-shirt that I had. I was probably 7 or 8, and I'd get all up, all summer. And do you get the ice cream bar, you get the iron-on. Had all the Batman gimmicks all over it. And they stayed on for about a week. And after first wash, it starts to peel and fucking...
all the shirts were really back then, though, because they didn't have what did they call it, the screen printing at the time.
Right.
So it was all that iron-on shit, and it used to fall apart and stuff.
Oh, you want to hear a fuck...
Because nobody, like, you had your Megadeth shirt, and, like, the G was already gone. It was like...
Maya Death.
Dude, it's so funny. I'm watching... I don't know why I've been doing this lately. I've been watching all the old Robert Stack and Unsolved Mysteries on Prime. Netflix is coming out with Unsolved Mysteries, by the way.
Nice.
So I'm watching that, and they're just talking about, like some guy came to the house wearing a heavy metal shirt, and I'm looking, and he's wearing a Megadeth shirt, but it's not the copyrighted image. It's this fucking
like Beavis and Butthead
it's
Jones.
Like this drawn on Megadeth, and it actually like DEATH,
which is not the correct spelling.
And I'm like, oh my god, but.
Okay, so you're talking about quality and printing and all that. If you guys know the site Fanatics, it's a really big sports site for clothing, hats, etc. And if you're not a follower of the C&J Speedway Review, we have picks every week, and I won the pick championship this year. What does that mean? It means I won a free T-shirt. So I sent my co-host, Corey Huffnagel, a picture. I said, this is the shirt I want. This is the link. Boom, it comes in. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. First wash, it's already starting to crumble. So don't buy from Fanatics. Go through NASCAR.com. It's Superstore.com if you're going to buy anything. This shirt was gorgeous. Black shirt. It had the big old school microphone in the middle. It said MRN, and around in the circle it said the voice of NASCAR.
You know where's
where else so good.
You know where else is a good place to get shirts?
Zazzle.
No.
Where?
CafePress.com.
Oh, yes.
/ Loki and Jabroni.
I love that site. I've bought shirts from there before, and I'm looking to buy some again.
You can get your favorite host on your chest with the curse logo on top.
Purple hat for Loki, red hat for Jabroni.
Yep. Right now, that's the only ones there because I haven't made any new logo shirts.
Yeah, we got to get a new logo
Yeah,
shirt.
I got to work on that. But you can get, obviously, if you are a fan of Loki, or if your girlfriend screwed up and accidentally bought you Jabroni, you can get those shirts. And
I'll smack you when the broadcast is over. It's all good. I can take this shit from Casada. He's famous.
I'm huge.
Yeah. In where? Thailand? Everybody's huge in Thailand.
Yeah, well,
You're welcome. Before we close out, I want to give you guys like a little challenge for 2020, and I'm sure Focus will agree. And when Loki comes back, we're going to repeat it. We're going to try to repeat it every single week.
Stop being a crybaby bitch.
Among other things. But if you like the show, if you love the show, take the YouTube feed or wherever you listen to us. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, there's always that little feature that says share the show. Not only do we want you to leave reviews, share the show. I am going to team up with Harry the Hammer. We're going to come up with a jersey giveaway sometime. Well, our 5th anniversary is coming up with April. I'm trying to work on a guest right now. Might be one of the, I won't say the biggest guest we've ever had, but let's be honest. It's going to be a guest that Loki and I are going to enjoy. Eddie will enjoy it for the musical aspect. But as far as just pure joy and excitement and in our minds, like hugeness, this is going to be the one. And I'm working on it. It's a constant battle. So if it happens, you'll hear it here first. But the more you guys share the show, the more you guys tell people, hey, this is a show I really enjoy. You should listen to it. Talk to them. Hey, did you listen to last week's episode? What was your favorite part? You'll know instantly if they listen to the show. Much like our friend Tommy Summers. We talk once a month. Hey, what was your favorite show this month? Oh, Tommy, I enjoyed the show about, this, and here are the things that I liked and didn't like. So then I'll ask him, did you listen to the show? Oh, yeah, that one show you did with this one and that one and the other thing? Boom. Listen, understand, talk to your friends. Let's make this happen. Mandy Maloon wants to come back. If you missed the... Really, our hashtag #MeToo episode, Mandy Maloon was a great story. She was featured in Sports Illustrated the week we interviewed her, so that was a big get. That was huge. So, guys, keep this in mind. We bring you this for free every single week, so if you're not donating to the Patreon or buying T-shirts, share it with your friends. Leave reviews. This is the best way to help us move. And after 5 years, we keep making progress, but we want 2020 to be huge.
If you only listen on audio, you can also donate through anchor.fm. You can donate as little as 99 cents a month.
Amen. So,
or as high as $9.99.
What do you got going on in Basement Quest this week?
Well, we're going to talk about that soon. The 3rd episode drops Saturday. We just had the whole gaming group came in on the last episode, and we talked about it a little bit. It was really well. Coming up, we discussed Star Wars.
Okay.
Which will drop on Saturday. We were talking about Star Wars versus Star Trek, whether or not J.J. Abrams ruined the franchise. Is a really great discussion.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the CJ Speed Review, no show this week. We are still in off-season mode. Hopefully next week we'll have another great guest, much like this past week we had Connecticut racing star Joey Ternullo.
Yeah, grab that episode. If anything, Joey is a fantastic,
so knowledgeable,
host,
and to put again,
and he's in the cars sometimes, folks. He's
that
racing.
Perspective was so great to have him say, from a driver's perspective, here's this and here's this. Wow, stuff that Corey and I don't think about.
No.
I'm looking at it.
How could you, unless you've been in there behind these monsters of machines?
I've been in one of those cars once. I did the Richard Petty driving experience, so that doesn't necessarily give me the perspective that Joey has.
No, Joey has competed in these cars. Isn't he a Waterford Speed Bowl champion?
Stafford right now. He was the Waterford Speed Bowl Legends car champion a couple years ago. Now he's in Stafford full time, driving the SK Modifieds, which exciting racing. And so now, speaking about next week, we're trying to get the gentleman from the press box who we've had on the show before, Jason Blue, to talk about his thoughts on the upcoming season. We picked Joey's brain on 2019 and what could come in 2020. I want to pick Jason's brain on the year to come. So might be another curveball episode where I ask all the questions and they give all the answers. Maybe I'll throw it to Stat Boy. God bless America if that happens, because Corey will ask some crazy sideways questions, but that's what Corey does.
Corey, you know what, though? There's probably nobody that knows the numbers better than Corey.
Oh, hey, Corey, what was that one race where Jeff Burton won in a rain delay? Oh, that was Dover in 2005. I know, I was there. That's why I was asking to see if he could come up with it on the fly.
That's crazy. And, it's funny thing is, Corey's a young guy. Like, he couldn't possibly have been to
27 years old. He could tell me shit that happened when I was, 1990, before he was even born. Like, hey, how many races did Rusty Wallace win in 1990? He doesn't even have to go to his gimmick Google machine. He goes, oh, he won 3 races that year. That's correct.
Yeah.
How many did he win in 93? Oh, 93 was the year he won 10 races and lost the championship by 26 points.
I'll fucking kill him, though, if he ever eats a Jolly Rancher in my
son
ear
of a
again.
bitch, guys. If you're one of those people that has that chewing phobia, don't listen to Corey.
Misophonia, it's a thing, or misophonia, I think it is.
Same.
I don't know. It's a thing, and the sound of chewing really makes me mad.
I don't miss the Jolly Rancher at all.
Oh, my God. Like, if I've...
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
The start of before we go hot, that's usually
triggering.
what he hears when you hear Eddie from far, far away. Corey, knock it off. Oh, sorry, guys. I was just eating my Jolly Rancher.
I can't promise that I won't hurt you.
That's why I stick to beer. You don't hear me drink the beer. You hear me crack the beer, but you don't hear me drink the beer.
Oh, God. See, that's why like I can't be in like any orgies or threesomes, because that sound of I'll be like, God, can you keep it down?
Guys, don't forget to review, rate, share it with your friends. 2020 is going to be a big year.
Apple Podcast reviews, please.
Yes.
Lots of them.
If you are on Apple Podcasts, leave the review. If you have friends on Apple Podcasts, leave the review. The earth is not flat. Elvis ain't dead. You ain't going crazy. It's all in your head. We will be back with Loki next week for part 2 of Do You Know What's Fucked Up? And like we talked about earlier, it's election year. We're going to have a lot of fucked up stuff next week.
And do not forget the most important thing
is
Jeffrey Epstein did not commit suicide.
On that note, I wish you all a fantastic week. We will see you next week.
Grab him by the pussy.